Alright lads and lasses, I'm Eccentric Racer, I've hopefully got audio correct, and we are back on Forza 4 for more King of the Mountain. Last two-wheel drive car we sent was this, the Honda Prelude. Now of course it didn't do too well, it's very skinny, front tyres and well, front wheel drive as well, so it was not ideal whatsoever. So, you know, unsurprisingly, it was the slowest car of Fujimi Kaido for the time being. There might be slower cars on two-wheel drive, I don't know, but it's gonna probably take quite a bit for anything to be slower. However, I have decided that I'm going to do a car, well, I'm going to use a car that's a lot more sensible this time. And when I mean a lot more sensible, I do mean a lot more sensible. We are going to be using this, the 1980 Lotus Esprit Turbo, a car I absolutely adore. I love the Esprits, always have, always will. So, that is the car we're going to be sending up for Fujimi Kaido. If you do enjoy this video at any point, you know, do the stuff the YouTube algorithm like, I'd be highly appreciative of it. Also as well, I'd be highly appreciative if you subscribed as well. I know I am absolutely terrible at that YouTube-y stuff, but there we are. Anyway, let's get into the Lotus. So, of course, I can't swap the engine, but if I had to, I can either use the Carlton engine, which is already interesting, or the V6 out of the Lotus Evora. Wow, that speed stat goes up by a long shot. What was it, 4.7, 7.3? Jesus. But yes, I'm not going to be doing that as of yet, because, well, I'm not allowed to. Only if the PI doesn't allow me to do so. So let's get yourself onto some nice race tyres. We have got two 5.5s at the front. That's actually nice and handy. Two 9.5s at the back. I'm already liking the tyre width. I'm going to leave the gearbox for now. I'm going to put a diff in it though, because that is massively important. Suspension go in. I have had this car built in the past. I had an A-Class one built. It was actually a great handling car. Right, okay. The question is, the car is already pretty light at £2,700. It's not going to be ultra powerful. Do I want to put in a race weight? That knocks it to just over a ton. Yeah, I'm going to do that actually. Right, okay, let's get some power parts into you now. Oh, there we are, let's go actually to the top B class. Yeah, this is going to be a great this should 100% be a very good handling car. Let's have a look. I'm going to have to swap the engine in it. Right, okay. This is going to be the first engine swapped car. That's interesting to note. Right, okay, so what engine do I put in it? Do I go for the Carlton or the Evora? Oh well, the Evora's got the exact same horsepower, so I can go with the Carlton. The Carlton engine is going to be more torquey, but is heavier by quite a bit. Or I can go with the Evora engine. See, the bit that concerns me is the Carlton is a twin turbo. Now I know, to be honest, the turbo-ness of engine, you know, it's not really too bad, to be honest. The twin turbo, it's actually a pretty good power band and things like that, and the Lotus probably does have good gears. I mean, to be honest, you know, we've got a stand turbo in it, but it's a pretty small turbo, so I'm not really too sure what I want to go with. The Evora actually gives me more PI to play with. It is £100 lighter, gives me the same amount, well, it's the more powerful option from standard, but it is less torquey by a little bit, or can go with a lot more torque at the cost of a little bit of power, but I'll gain £200. Oh, this is an interesting conundrum. I think I'm going to go for the Evora. And if I was going to stick in an aspiration, interesting. The supercharger actually is better. Yeah, the supercharger's more powerful from standard. Yeah, let's actually stick in a supercharger. Why not? Let's take out a lot of weight. This might be the PI isn't. Oh, there we go. That's more like it. 691. See why it went up a little. Oh my god, yeah, this is gear limited to beyond bollocks. Nice, okay. Street transmission, you're going in. Actually, does it even make a no, it does not. Oh, it does actually. It increases the shift time by... Well, it decreases it by 0.4 of a second. What's the bloody point? We're going to do that. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave the... engine out. Sorry, the standard gearbox out. So I could probably eke in a little bit more power. Let's have a look. Yeah, because it is... I think this is probably a 5-speed, so if I put in the race gearbox, it's going to make it a 6. I could give it... This is a lot of power, I've just realised. It's got 710 horsepower. It does weigh very little, at 2,400 pounds. Oh god, what do I do? What do I do? 710... Right, okay, so that's 7... So the power increase is 22 for a weight increase of 59 pounds. That's a lot. I think it's worth. Maybe I... it's going to be better than that, though. That's the thing. Can I actually... What about wheels? Do you take off... PR? Yes, you do. Actually take off a substantial amount of weight. Okay, so that's 33 pounds. 36 pounds is what I can take off. That's still actually not the top. Interesting. There's also a lot of wheels now with different weights. I'm looking for a wheel with 36 pounds. I'm not the biggest fan of the TSWs. You're 30 pounds. It might be worth just... I don't know. No, that's 13. Racing Heart, I think. No. Well, you know what? I should have done a little bit of research into which wheels I actually like. Actually take out like 36 pounds. No, they're bloody hideous. Well, that actually adds weight. 19 pounds. That's a lot of weight. 36 pounds, and I like them. They're going on. Nice. Okay. Well, at 699, I could probably. I don't really think it's worth. I think I'm better off just leaving it at 699. How much do you add on? 29 pounds. No, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave the car. Right, okay. That is the Lotus Esprit Turbo build. The first car to actually have an engine swap. So, it's gonna be a E6? That's not right. A V6 Turbo Esprit. Well, actually, I say a Turbo Esprit. It's not even a Turbo Esprit. It's a supercharged Esprit. Yeah, this should be interesting. This should really be an interesting one. Very light, very, very light at 2,300 pounds, and it has got 688 horsepower. But the thing is that the tyres are quite nice at 295s at the back, and what was it, 255s at the front. So they're actually pretty good sized tyres. It should be a quick one. Actually, I reckon this could be a quick one. Possibly challenging that 4GT. Is more powerful, is lighter, I think. I think it was light. I think it's more powerful. Can't remember now. But it's definitely lighter. Should be a good one. Right, okay, here we are at the base of the Fujimi Kaido new hill climb, going to see if the Lotus Esprit Turbo is going to be able to beat the current leader, that is the 4GT, with a 436.551. I reckon this has it. I do reckon this has it. If I can keep the car under control, it should absolutely launch. It's also not going to sound like an Esprit at all, which is a shame, because I do really like the standard end, where the Turbo Esprit sounds. But, you know, they are the rules. I am allowed to, and I think I have made the smarter choice going with the Evora engine rather than the Carlton engine, but the Carlton's engine torque probably could have helped, but I don't know. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see if this will be a successful car. So let's get the first of 3 runs underway. Doesn't sound right, unfortunately, but, you know, it still sounds pretty Lotusy, and let's get this underway. Big wheel spin moment off the line. Oh, yeah, this is definitely having to deal with a lot of power. Let's see, into turn 1. That's actually quite a bit of understeer. Oh, God. Right, okay, be easy on the power. The acceleration should be there, though, through the first tunnel. Let's have a look. What speed are we doing? 126 miles an hour. Just got to be easy with the brakes, easy with the turning and whatnot. Come on, let's get you through this first hairpin onto the power. Now we get to see what the acceleration of this car is like. 104 miles an hour. That is silly quick. Okay, so yes, of course, this is putting a lot of power to the back wheels. Yes, it's slicks. Yes, it's 295. But it is 2,300 pounds. So I do need to be very cautious about how I put the power down. Also, the front end is not turning in as nicely as I was hoping. It is understeering by quite an alarming amount. However, it is dealable. Ooh, too much power over there. Let's settle the Lotus down a little bit. Yeah, the understeer is quite bad actually. I was hoping for a little bit better from the Lotus, but unfortunately it's not quite there. Right, okay, come on, let's head you up to the 4 hairpins. So the acceleration is absolutely incredible though. Okay, into the first of the 4 hairpins, shift you down into first gear. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't matter too much. I do have a supercharger, so it might be worth just leaving it in second and then boot it. A lot of wheel spin heading up to the next hairpin, but it is actually driving really nicely. I will admit, I've just got to, I've just got to be that little bit patient with the power, and just got to keep in mind that the car is going to understeer quite a bit, but for what it is a good fun car to drive. Oh, that was way too late turning in there. That is actually quite an alarming amount of understeer through the river chicane. Is this going to be the first car that's not going to take it flat? I highly hope not, because that would be a big shame. Let's oh god, come on. Let's get you through the 50% hairpin a little bit wonkily. I'm still trying to learn sort of how this car drives and whatnot. Ooh, a little bit over the crest, but let's get you through the second tunnel. Even though it might be the wrong sound for an Esprit Turbo, it still sounds glorious. The V6 that's in the Lotus Evora, I cannot deny that. I absolutely can't deny that. Whoa, come on. Let's get you through the gears now. Yeah, let's get you up. Come on now. Acceleration should be there. I mean, to be honest, right, I think its main rival is going to be that TVR Sagaris. Another car that was very light and had a good chunk of power. That TVR was surprisingly good to drive. That was surprisingly tame. A lot more tamer than this, I will have to admit. But, yeah. So that should be an interesting one. I am curious to see what speed it will do up the uphill section. Right, okay. Let's get you through this bit here. Come on, and through we go. Ooh, come on. Let's big slide through that little corner there. Oh god, I did not like that crest whatsoever. Need to definitely be a little more cautious around there. What is the power band? Actually pretty good in this car, I will admit. I can rev it to the top and then change gear, so that is good at least. Okay, let's get on to that 688 horsepower now. Heading up this back straight, 120. It is absolutely flying. Oh, the front end lifted a little bit there, and I'm pretty sure I saw the speed or hit 139 miles an hour. Right, okay, yeah, this is a seriously quick car in a straight line. I think this is the fastest we've had as of yet. If I remember correctly, this is the fastest car we've had. Accelerating and whatnot, but it also does not mean it is easy to drive. I've just got to get it through these last couple of corners now. Come on, just one more right-hander to go. A little bit too eager on the power for me, but let's boot it now up towards the line. It is a sub 440 on his first run. That is a 439.350. So already we are looking at we're already looking up towards the upper band. This could do top 3, I reckon. I reckon this could do top 3. Well, I mean, to be honest, I only need to improve the time a little bit, and I'd be ahead of the 037. But yeah, the TVR is a 437, so I do need to improve this time by quite a bit. But now that I know that the car is quite understeery at the higher speed stuff, I might actually be able to shave a little bit of time, especially at the river chicane where I did clatter the wall, so let's keep that in mind. On to run 2 now. Much better start for me this time out. Let's get turn 1 a little bit better. There we go. Now that I know that the understeer is there, I'm just going to turn it that little bit earlier into 4th gear. Pretty long 4th gear, but, you know, that's nothing to, you know, that's not particularly too bad, to be honest, especially when I've got a supercharger powering this thing rather than a turbocharger. Let's get you now onto the power. Let's get that acceleration again. 104 miles an hour is a massive, massive jump over the little red chicanes there. Absolutely incredible the speed this thing gets. Right, okay, but now is time for fighting control, as we've got to go through these really slow sections, leave it in 3rd, and then when I'm able to absolutely jump onto the power, shift down to 2nd, get it through there. There we go. Oh, that was a little bit too eager on the power for me. Need to rein that in a little bit. Oh, that was way too much understeer through that corner. Way, way, way too much. That is going to cost. That is going to cost some time. It did not like that left-hander at all there. I've got to try and improve that for the final run. Oh, come on. Let's get you up, and then we'll swing you into that right-hander. And then we stamp onto the power, doing 100 miles an hour up towards the 4 hairpins here. And then again, salam on the brakes, get you through the first right-hander. Oh God, come on! A little bit of a scruffy first hairpin, and then we've got to jump back onto the power, and then swing it up to here. There we go, and then just one more for 4 hairpins to go. Leaving it in 2nd this time, and yeah, I don't know how that was. I think that was a little bit scruffier this time around. But let's try and get this river chicane better. Let's do it flat out this time. Much more like it, 116 miles an hour compared to the 107 before, and crashing into the wall. So that should definitely save a good chunk of time. Let's head up towards now the 50% hairpin. This run already feeling better than the previous one. Ooh, that was a little bit too slow for me, I reckon. Trying to get on the power just a little bit too early as well. A lot of wheel spin heading up the mountain. That is a catastrophic amount of understeer through that corner, however. Really need to sort that out, especially for later on where it does tighten up and get a little bit slower. Got this double right, got this 290 right hander, a little bit of a crest, and easily does it over there. Big wheel spin moment there, shifting the 3rd, balance the car out. I've got a slam on the brakes yet again for the waterfall car park. Sorry, get it through this double left-hander. Just got to be careful of the kind of the sharp elevation changes. Really does unsettle a lot of cars. It has done on previous ones, and this, considering it is so light, it's going to unsettle this one as well. Because, you know, 688 horsepower is a lot for 2,300 pounds. That's a huge power to weight ratio, you know, because that's almost 688 horsepower per ton. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's easily over 600. Oh, that was way too much speed into that. That's a huge slide. Nice. Okay, let's definitely need to settle that for the final run. Definitely still a scruffy run. So there's definitely more speed in this Lotus. Now we've got to go through quite the scary bit as we just plant our foot now onto all of that V6 supercharged goodness. Doing 130 miles an hour, that is a big jump. 139 miles an hour yet again on the speedometer. Honestly, if I'm a little bit braver, this could be the first car to hit 140 miles an hour. But again, just be a little bit cautious through this sector. Really good on the power now. Not really good through these corners. Attack that with some speed. Actually did make it through pretty well. Just a couple more corners to go. One more left-hander into a right-hander. Get it onto the power. This is looking like probably a better run. Boot it now into a 438.3. So we have gone quicker by a second. However, it's still not quicker than that TVR, but that was still a scruffy run. I think there is still time in this car. I've just now got to be brave, get the corners right, and for our final run up Fujimi Kaido in this Lotus. This is going to be an interesting one, because I seriously have everything wagering on here. Let's go, get a decent launch this time out. Yeah, pretty good launch, stamp onto the power. Run this here through turn 1, a little bit too early on the power, just got to be careful over the crest. Shift it in the 4th, get that back end settled. There we go. I could probably take a little bit more speed through there. Much better line this time out. And then just get it through this first proper hairpin. Probably get on the power a little bit earlier, just be in the higher gears. And still 104 mile an hour. Yeah, this thing is insanely quick accelerating, that's the thing. It is bloody brutal how quickly you can gain the speed. Okay, let's get you through this section now. Hopefully let's let's keep that back end in check like so. Okay, so there was a huge understeer moment the previous run through here. So if we can get that settled, we might be able to carry that little bit more speed. Like so, still quite understeery, but we did manage to keep it out the wall, and then we got understeer on the way out of it. That's the advantage we gained was just then diminished in the next corner. That's not good to know, because now really if I'm going to beat that TVR, I'm going to have to really push the car to the absolute limit, and that limit does find the car very quickly. Let's try and get you now into the 4 hairpins. Come on, Lotus. Stamp onto the power, get up the first hairpin, head towards the second. Again, huge amounts of tyre smoke there, getting out of that corner. Again, we are much settled for the 3rd corner, and now just one more to go. Oh, a little bit of a slide actually out of the 4th hairpin. Huge understeer moment up towards the river chicane. I've got to really try and take this flat, huge slide through it. Do manage to keep the foot planted and still take pretty good speed. It's just it is easy to unsettle this car. That's the main thing. Because there is just so much power, it is really easy to unsettle the car, because it doesn't have the weight to add that stability. And the rear wing, unfortunately, isn't really doing that much, and the front just isn't getting nicely into the corners. So, unfortunately, I thought it would be doing better than it is, but it just isn't, and that's a real shame. I really thought that the Esprit Turbo would stand a very, very good chance. I do think it did stand a very good chance at beating possibly the TVR, and if anything, having given the 4GT a run for its money. It's just not been able to do it. It just lacks that little bit of front end grip that both of those cars had. Getting a huge drift through the waterfall car park left-handers. I've got to be really concerned, because it just is not liking these corners as much as I originally thought. Get a huge slide out of there. Come on now. Ooh. Right, okay, let's go wide and then tuck it in. Like so. That is a little bit of a better line this time out. I did get this corner, I did get this section wrong as well last run, so let's get a little bit better. Our back end staying in line. There we go, that is a little bit better. Can't go full throttle just yet. Get a huge slide out of there. Now we've just got this right-hander before we can really stamp onto the power. Let's get you good through there. Right, okay, come on now. Let's get that speed building up nicely. Come on, 139. I brake as late as I dare. I could have, to be honest, broke a little bit later. There's probably a couple of tenths found if I'm just that little bit braver, but I don't want to push it too hard, because if I push the car too hard, I'm then going to lose even more time, I reckon, by just clattering the wall and whatnot. Oh, big spin, big wheel spin out of that corner. Come on now, just a couple more corners to go. Come on, just Oh no, after this. Oh, I clattered the inside wall. I've got to beat the power. Oh, that is really good run, that final one. A 436.9. I really thought I ballsed up that run. I really did think I ballsed up that run. But it was so much quicker than the previous one. Oh boy. Well, my doubts on the Lotus Esprit going up towards that final run has all been diminished. That is a seriously competitive car. I honestly reckon if I was just a little bit better at just some of the sections where I had that little bit of understeer, yeah, there was just one section I do think I would like to have retaken in the Lotus, and that probably would go faster than that Ford. But the rules are I only have 3 runs, and those 3 runs have been used. Seriously good car though. And so the Lotus Esprit is going to take second place, just a little bit off that 4GT, but a little bit better than that Tuscan, exactly 3/10 better than the Tuscan. Honestly, right, the Esprit was so scary to drive. It was really challenging to drive, but that final run just proves that how quick that car can really be, even with all of that power and being a really tricky car to drive. If you just get one good run with it, that is it. That car has ridiculous levels of speed, and it's really impressive. Going to take second place of the 2-wheel drive leaderboard. Yeah, I'm happy with how the car turned out. I do think I went with the better option of the engine. However, that's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, do the stuff the YouTube algorithm likes. There will be a link in the description in case you want to join my Discord, in case you want to say hello to me or suggest another car. However, that's going to be it from me. Until next time, ciao for now.